Hi, I'm Greg Hanna, founder of Transformational Learning Solutions. In this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about pendulums, particularly the type of pendulums you would need for the course online, How to Use a Pendulum to Communicate with Your Unconscious Mind. Of course, these types of pendulums can be used for other purposes as well, but I'm not going to talk about that here at all. Now, when most people think of pendulums, they think of something like what is shown in the picture. These are the more traditional types of pendulums, although there are lots of other shapes, sizes, and colors. However, you don't need a traditional pendulum like this. Basically, anything that has a bit of weight and can be let hang or dangle and can swing freely can be used as a pendulum, such as pendant necklaces or pocket watches, or keys on a chain, as long as they can dangle freely. How about something on a piece of string, a cord, or a chain, like a washer, a bent nail, or even a ring on a string? Or how about a sink plug on a chain? Or how about a kid on a rope swing? Well, this certainly could be a pendulum. However, as we'll see, it's not one that's suitable for communicating with your unconscious mind. Now, there are 4 criteria you need to consider for a pendulum to be useful for communicating with your unconscious mind. The first one is you must be able to hold the pendulum yourself between your fingertips comfortably. So the kid on the rope swing definitely doesn't cut it as a pendulum for our purposes. The second criteria is it can't be too heavy or too light. If you use something that's too heavy, you will find it very difficult to hold comfortably. On the other hand, if you use something really light, like a paper clip, there won't be enough weight pulling down on the chain or the cord or the piece of string to get the kind of movement that you need. Third criteria is the pendulum must be able to move freely in any horizontal direction. If it can't move freely in that horizontal direction, then the micro muscle movements that your unconscious mind directs through what is known as the ideomotor response cannot happen. So a nut on a piece of wire might look like a pendulum, and in some ways and for some purposes may act as one. For our purposes, it is not a good choice because the wire is too stiff to provide sufficient freedom of movement. Similarly, a paper clip on a piece of wire wouldn't be very good either because the paper clip is too light and the wire is too stiff to produce the movements that we require. The last criteria is the length of the pendulum. The pendulum is used as an amplifying device. A small movement at the top of any pendulum produces a correspondingly larger movement at the bottom of the pendulum. So we don't want a really short pendulum because it doesn't amplify the movement enough. You would think from this then that a really long one would be best. But remember, you have to be able to hold the pendulum comfortably to use it. And really long ones are very awkward to hold comfortably. You need an awful lot of space to dangle them in. A good length for a pendulum is between 6 and 8 inches. So keeping the 4 criteria in mind, a pendulum can be as plain or as fancy as you want to be. So you can let your imagination run wild and improvise with whatever is at hand to create your own pendulum. However, if you don't want to do that and you're interested in obtaining a traditional pendulum for yourself, you can order one from my website by using the link here. Thank you very much.